This conference will now be recorded.
So the agenda for today's session. So here we are going to launch, discuss about how to make use of this EC2 services of AWS. Okay. So here in this regard, we are going to discuss about some basic things like what is AMI. AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image, which is the basic building block of launching an instance. Ah, then second thing, we are going to discuss about the instance types, different types of instances, and we are going to discuss about some security keys, how we can able to security keys, how the instance can be secured by using a public and private key methodologies, and finally, how to launch a EC2 instance. So here, while launching the EC2 instance, we are going to launch with Ubuntu operating system. So, and after that, we are going to install some languages, we are going to install some packages, etc. etc. Okay. So, this is the agenda for the session. Here, let me first start with respect to yesterday's discussion. What we did, we discussed about what is cloud computing. The basics. Cloud means on-demand delivery of IT resources with via pay-as-you-go. That means whenever you need, you can get the resources. The resources will be in the data center, and to which extent that you are consuming, accordingly you need to pay for the resources. And in terms of cloud, we discussed about various types of clouds. That is delivery models such as public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. We discussed about the advantages of cloud. We discussed several advantages, quick and easy deployment. Okay, so no need to invest for the infrastructure, pay as you go. Okay, and then the resource allocation dynamic, like, and then we discussed about this architectural perspective of AWS, how AWS ensures high availability of your data, AWS data center architecture in terms of region, availability zone, and edge locations. Okay, these are all the things that is associated with yesterday's discussion. I hope everyone have a clear understanding of what we have discussed yesterday, and this is the agenda for today's session. So here, let me first start with as also we discussed about this concept of virtualization. What is virtualization, and what do you mean by virtual machine? Okay, how to create virtual machines, etc., etc. So as I already told, the backend of cloud. So if you want to launch 10 machines in a public cloud, here the 10 machines won't be a physical machines. On top of a single physical server, these 10 machines will be launched as a logical machine, virtual machines. The virtual machine in cloud is called as instance. Okay, the instance is nothing but the computer that we launched, a logical computer that we launched in cloud has been termed as instance. Here, the backend of cloud is virtualization, and AWS cloud uses Citrix virtualization. Okay, software. The software used by is Citrix. As we already discussed prominently, there are four. One is VMware, another one is Microsoft Hyper-V, and third one Citrix. Okay, and fourth one Oracle VirtualBox. We have lot of things. These are all the four prominent, out of which AWS uses Citrix. Okay, so first, being it is a virtual machine. So this is nothing but virtual machine is nothing but a software-based computer. We have created a computer activity based upon a software, which is more or less a simulator. So being here, entire coding has been written, and entire coding has been compiled, and it is bundled. Okay. So whenever you want to launch any computer, then what you need to do, you want to take the code, which is already compiled code, and based upon that, you can launch an instance. That bundled code, we call this as a AMI, Amazon Machine Image. You can consider if you have stuff on Java, we have a class and we have objects. Okay, so what is class? Class is nothing but a blueprint. So what we need to do? Object is the real entity. For example, if you want, let me make an analogy. If you want to construct a building, so you want to first construct the plan for the building. This is the floor. This is the car parking. This is the uh, front view, and this is your hall. Like you want to first draw the plan, and based upon the plan, you will be building. Similarly, here too, you want to first write the code, then that based upon the code, you can launch an instance. Okay, these are all the ways by which AMI and instance related with. AMI is nothing but the basics. Best. Okay, if you want to launch Ubuntu, then you want to use Ubuntu AMI. If you want to launch Windows, you want to use Windows AMI. If you want to launch any SQL, for example, SQL Server database, you want to use SQL Server. According to what you are interested, you need to choose that AMI. Okay, that's the basic building block. So, with respect to this AMI has been concerned, there are four types of AMI. One is public AMI, which is available to all. Whenever you got launched into the cloud, okay, all the user will have access to the public AMI. The second, you can create your own AMI, private AMI. So otherwise, you can also call it as a registered AMI. You can create the AMI according to the requirement, and you can register the AMI. Okay, for example, you want to you have a public AMI Ubuntu. Based upon that Ubuntu, you have created. So on top of it, the Ubuntu, what you do, you install the following things. You install Git, you install Maven, you install Jenkins, etc. These are all the three softwares that you have installed. Then on top of it, here you have installed Java JDK 1.8. Okay, these are all the four that has been installed here. So what you can do? So here in this from this machine, this is your base public AMI. You launch an instance based upon a public AMI Ubuntu. This is your instance. On top of the instance, you install the needed thing. From there, you can create your own AMI. You can create your own AMI, and you can register the AMI to AWS, and laterly who are all making use of this AMI to create an instance. That instance is already pre-configured with the above said four things. Already it is pre-configured. Okay, this is the way by which you can create a private AMI, and you can make use of your AMI. Normally the application associated tools, all other things will be installed, and it will be bundled, and it will be registered, and this can be shared to whom that you are interested. And those people, if they make use of this, they can create an instance with all pre-configured. So this is called private AMI or registered AMI. Third one, you can get AMI from marketplace. AMI from marketplace, AWS marketplace. So some third-party vendors, they make use of this marketplace to sell the products. Okay, there are around nearly 4,000 plus products available in the market in terms of infrastructure, in terms of big data, in terms of testing, in terms of monitoring, in terms of CRM, etc., etc. I will let you know. Okay, so here the third-party vendor, they may give something free, they may give something for cost. Everything has been specified. Okay, if you couldn't find out anything on a public AMI, you can go for a search in AWS marketplace. The fourth type is community AMIs. So here the group of community people developed a certain thing, and they share those. And they will share those, and those who want can make use of it. Okay, these are all the four types of AMI. Our discussion is going to be associated with a public AMI. Okay, we are interested in public AMI. Yes? Any clarification further needed regarding this AMI? Hope all understand clearly. Next, what you need to do? So you want to discuss about this instance. So instance is the virtual machine. Okay, it is nothing but the virtual machine that we launched in cloud is called as instance. So with respect to instance, once again, based upon your application need, okay, so based upon how you can access the instance, there are once again four types of instance. One is on-demand instance. Second one is registered instance. Third one is dedicated instance. Fourth one is spot instance. These are all four types of instance: on-demand instance, registered instance, dedicated, and spot instance. On demand, we have data center. We have several computers here. We have several servers on top of it. Server 1, server 2. Okay. We have n number of servers. So on top of it, so the instance will be launched. Okay. Server 1, server 2, up to n servers. Okay. So here, if you want to launch the instance, this is one data center. The data center may be in North Virginia. Similarly, we have multiple data centers, okay, across globe, 21 plus data centers. Okay, so here only you will launch our instance. Our instance will be launched here only. Okay, on top of it, instance we have how many number of instance we want. Our instance will be launched. Okay, so in this case, we can categorize into based upon that access. We can categorize into four categories. On demand means whenever we need, we can connect with the data center and we can build the resources, needed resources. That is on demand. Okay, so the minimum time duration is 1 hour. You want to minimum pay for 1 hour. Even if you use for 1 minute, or if you use for 1 second, you just launch the instance, immediately terminate, doesn't matter. Whatever, if you use for 59 minutes, you need to pay for minimum of 1 hour. That is on demand. With respect to this cost has been concerned, it resulted in a high cost compared to that of all other four. The cost will be high for on demand. Okay, minimum slot is 1 hour. Then, so if you launch an instance through on demand, it will look for the data center that you are interested. Okay, in the data center, if there is no space, it will launch it in other data center. For example, if you want always your instance need to be launched in North Virginia. So North Virginia, it is assumed that it can able to handle 10,000 instances. If already the data center is already occupied, what happens? It will try to launch in some other instance. But if your customer base is in North Virginia, you want North Virginia to be launched also because being the customer, majority of your customer is in and around North Virginia, and then the performance while retrieval will be efficient if the server is launched in North Virginia. But if there is no room space, it will launch in, for example, it may be a Mumbai, it may be a Singapore, wherever we have a free space with respect to less cost, there it will be launched if you go for on demand. Okay, so you want always your instance need to be launched on a particular data center means you need to go for either a registered instance or dedicated instance. In registered instance, the minimum amount is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You want to register an instance for this much of year. 1 year you register a space in the North Virginia data center. And what happens? Each and every time you launch an instance, a space will be reserved for you. Then your instance may be launched in any one of the server in the North Virginia data center. For that, you need to pay upfront cost. So you need to reserve for 1 year. You need to pay some upfront cost. Okay. So then third one, dedicated instance. Dedicated instance means if you want among the all servers, you want your instance need to be launched only on the server S1, not on all the server. So then in this case, you need to go for the dedicated instance. In the dedicated instance, what you need to do? You want to reserve the full space of the server. Assume that the server can able to accommodate some 1,000 instances. You want to pay for all the 1,000 instances. This server, physical server, won't be dedicated to others. It will be dedicated to only your instances only. Whether you use the full capacity of 1,000 or you use 1 or 1,000 doesn't matter. The entire server capacity will be reserved. Then the advantage here is you can ensure more security also because others won't be sharing. Okay, the resources associated with the physical server won't be shared by others. Therefore, it will ensure little bit more security compared to that of others. Okay, that is called dedicated instance. Spot instance is the least cost. So it is similar to bidding. Okay, Amazon, for example, in the data center of North Virginia, we can able to accommodate 10,000 instances. Currently, we have only 5,000 instances. Remaining 5,000 instances currently are available. So what Amazon will do? It will send a bid. The cost price, normal cost price is rupees 1 per hour. Whereas Amazon, we can bid with the Amazon. I can provide 90 paise. Can you able to provide my instance? Similarly, several people will bid. Who will whose bid is highest bid? Based upon that bid, the instance will be given. That is called spot instance. So if it is rupees 1 per hour for on demand means rupees 1 per hour for on demand means you can get a spot instance for 30 to 40 packs. So this extent it can be reduced. Whereas the registered instance may cost around 80 paise. Okay, since you are going to use it for 1 year, they will reduce it for registered instance and dedicated instance. So this is the way by which you can get the instance. Our discussion is going to be with on-demand instance. We are going to launch the on-demand instance, and I will let you know how to connect with the instance and do the needed thing. Okay, yes, clear? Right, so kindly make a note of this. These are all interview questions. These are all the way by which we acquire the instance. And with respect to your application need, the instance can be categorized into based upon your application need. How many processor, how much of RAM, how much of storage. We can categorize the instance into general purpose instance, second one compute optimized, third one storage optimized instance, memory optimized instance, and final one GPU, graphic processing unit optimized instance. GPU stands for graphical processing unit. So general purpose here the CPU, RAM memory. Okay, it differs hard disk. Here in general purpose it will have a even distribution of CPU, RAM and hard disk. All are more or less evenly distributed. If your application needs more computing power, like image processing applications, okay, some analytics applications, data analytics applications, so it involves more computation. So like machine learning, okay, it involves a lot of computation. So for that, you need to have in your computer more CPU. So if that is the case, you need to go for the compute optimized. It will have more CPU. And in certain cases like data warehousing application, okay, you need to have a more storage. Here storage here refers to hard disk, your memory here refers to RAM memory. So in certain applications you need huge storage, whereas the need of CPU is minimum, maybe minimum, but storage you need to have more, like data warehousing applications. Okay, so you need to go for the storage optimized instance where you can get more storage. In certain applications like Apache Spark, in-memory data processing framework, you may need a more RAM memory. Under the circumstances, you need to go for the memory optimized. There are certain applications like multimedia applications, okay, AutoCAD, multimedia application, graphics. So you need to have a specialized processor apart from normal computing. You need to have a graphical processor. Here you need to go for the GPU, graphical processing based. Okay. So these are all the ways by which you can design based upon your application's requirement. Okay. So we are going to make use of a general purpose instance. Out of all, only one instance. Within each and every instance, we can have a micro instance. We will be having a small instance, medium, large, double times large, okay, 2 times large, 4 times large, 8 times large, right? So here it differs in terms of, for example, a micro instance will have one microprocessor, 1 GB of RAM. A small will have 2 microprocessor, 2 GB of RAM. A medium will have 2 microprocessor, 4 GB of RAM. A large will have 4 microprocessor, 8 GB of RAM. Like it differs with respect to each and everything. If you want the number of processor and RAM according to your requirement, these are all the subcategories. Here in our discussion, we are going to make use of a general purpose, under general purpose micro instance, which provide you one CPU, one microprocessor equivalent to Intel Xeon 2.4 gigahertz and 1 GB of RAM memory. Okay, this is the only instance which is provided free of cost in Amazon. So we are going to make use of this micro instance. Okay. So these are all some of the things associated with instance. So let me straight away move on to how to launch an instance based upon what we have discussed so far. What I am going to do here, I am going to launch, I am in need of Ubuntu. Now I am going to connect with the Amazon North Virginia data center. Here, North Virginia data center. Here in North Virginia data center, I am going to launch an instance with Ubuntu as my operating system. And how I can access from my site? Here I am in India. So I have a laptop. From my laptop, I can make a connection to the data center using internet, and I can connect with the machine. The entire machine's screen can be captured. Actually, I am sitting in front of my laptop, which is in India, but as if that I am sitting in front of this Ubuntu server that I launched in North Virginia data center, I can be able to do all the actions on top of it. For that, I can make use of a tool called PuTTY. To make PuTTY is a tool which is used to make a remote connection to any server that is launched across the globe. Okay, so I am going to make use of a tool called PuTTY here for this purpose. Not only PuTTY, you can even make use of this Git bash. If you have Git, you can make use of this Git bash shell to make a connection. Okay, this is what that I am going to discuss. So the process of launching the instance starts from beginning is a 9-step process. Then we discuss those steps one by one. 9-step process. Okay, so what are all the things that we need to go for? We can discuss live. First, I make a connection with AWS, www.aws.amazon.com. It will take you to a Amazon web server page where you want to log in based upon your credentials. Okay, so here for getting an account, you need to pay only Indian rupees, 2 rupees in Indian rupees, and until it will be revert back to you within a week. So click on sign in into console, or you can go for my account and click on AWS Management Console. AWS Management Console. Here you will be given a user name and password credentials. So here your username is your email and you want to set your password. So here based upon that you need to log in. Now these are all the services. Okay, these are all the data center worldwide Amazon is having. Currently I got connected to US East North Virginia. So I have a small tilt symbol here, a small dash here, which indicates the data center to which I got connected. Okay, I got connected with North Virginia data center. So here, these are all the services offered by Amazon: compute service, storage, management, security, analytics, business applications, Internet of Things, databases, migrations. So around 100 plus services, machine learning, networking. Okay, these are all the Devops tools like code commit, code build, etc., etc. Okay, these are all the services available. Here we are going to make use of a service called EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. Click on EC2. Click on EC2. Okay, so click on instances. Here you are going to launch an instance. Click on instance. This is the step. Okay, these are, it shows this code. Currently we have 5 instances all in the stopped state. Now I am going to launch a new instance. Click on launch instance. So this is the step 1. Choose the AMI. So what I need to do, I want to choose Amazon machine image. So if I want the Amazon Linux, Red Hat Linux, SUSE Linux, Ubuntu, you can find Microsoft Windows Server, Ubuntu with the deep learning. Okay. So if you want a Microsoft Windows Server, Microsoft SQL Server, right? You can go up and choose the needed thing. Okay. So here what I am interested. I am interested in Ubuntu 16. Okay. So here I choose Ubuntu 16. So whether you need to pay or not, here it will be listed. It is coming under free tier. For example, if we go for deep learning, it is not free. If we go for this Microsoft product, your Microsoft SQL Server and all other things, you want to pay for that. Okay, so you need to choose. If you want to work it free of cost, you need to choose this instance. Okay, so Ubuntu 16.04. Click on Ubuntu 16.04. Select. Now, second step, I need to choose the instance type. Okay, so here you can find general purpose. As I already discussed, we have general purpose. Under general purpose, we have find out we have small, medium, large. Okay, so these are all different in terms of CPU, memory, and storage. You can find general purpose micro, one CPU, 1 GB of RAM. Similarly, general purpose medium, 2 CPU, 4 GB of RAM. General purpose large, general purpose 2 times large, 4 CPU and 16 GB. Similarly, general purpose we have compute optimized. Okay, you can find compute optimized. It consists of a single instance, consists of 96 microprocessor. Okay, and then storage optimized, GPU instance, memory optimized. You can find even in a single instance, you can find a memory up to 4 terabytes. Okay, so you can find if you take this memory optimized 128 microprocessor, almost 4 terabytes. But if you look into the storage, we have only SSD storage of 4 TB. If you want more, you need to go for a storage optimized. In storage optimized, you can find these are all the storages. Okay, you can find 2 TB into 8, 2 TB into 4. So even you can find 8 TB into 8. So almost 64 TB of storage optimized. This is the latest that it has been. Here, whereas found the CPU is less, where memory is less, but you have more storage. So what you need to do, you want to be very careful in choosing the instance type. If you wrongly checked any one of these, it will cost more. Okay, you want to pay minimum of Indian rupees around 500 to 1000 rupees to launch the different instances. Then you want to make a check. The only instance that is made free is free tier eligible is general purpose micro instance. Okay, be careful in this. Choose the instance. Next, configure instance detail. What I need to do here, how many number of instance I need to specify. Okay, here are the purchasing options. I can go for a spot instance. Now this is the current spot price. For example, is 1A. This is the spot price. Okay, 0.035. So here what I can then, I can request for a spot price. I can here specify a request. So I want it for 0.0040. Okay, then I want to give a request, persistent request. Okay, so selected instance type does not currently have Hibernate interruption behavior. Okay, so now if I my rate is okay optimum, they will assign an instance. Okay, based upon the data center you want to choose the instance. I am not going to use this, so to show you only number of instances that I am going to make use of it, one instance. Okay, all other things are beyond the scope of discussion, so all other thing you doesn't aware of. So let me go for the next step, add a storage. Now by default for the micro instance 8 GB of storage will be reserved. Okay, if you want you can add more storage here. So add a tab. I want to assign a name to the instance. Okay, the key is name and the value is, so let I assign a Devops Ubuntu, a server name. To identify a number of instances under my account, I need to have a unique identification mechanism using which my instance need to be identified. Therefore, I can assign a tag to this. The another important thing, configure security group. So you launched your instance in the data center. Okay. So here you what is security group? Security group is nothing but firewall. So firewall rules that we need to specify who need to be allowed into access and you need to be denied. Okay. So allow and deny access can be defined by using certain rules, and those rules has been set under firewalls. The same firewall in AWS we call it as a security group. A security group is a set of firewall rules that control the traffic of your instance. We can allow or deny based upon the rule. What is the rule? You can create a new security group or you can use an existing security group. Okay. So create a new security group. It permits a connection to the instance using SSH. SSH stands for secured socket. Okay. So then it is coming under TCP protocol, which is operating under the port number 22. Here from anywhere. There are three options: custom, anywhere, and my IP. My IP means the instance that you launched can be connected only through my laptop. Currently, I am working with. So if I want to restrict for a certain IP, I need to give for custom and I need to give the network address. For example, this is my company network. Assume that this is my, I'm working for a company XYZ. This is my company network. This network address is 100.10.10. Okay, let me make it as 0. So if I want any one of the computers from my network to access the particular server, here what I need to do, I need to specify the network address here. Okay, here I need to use custom. I need to specify the network address. Yes, anywhere means I can able to launch. I can able to connect with the instance from any location in the world. Okay, that is from anywhere. These are all the three rules. Okay, custom, anywhere, and my IP. Let me make use of anywhere for our practice. So now we have chosen AMI. AMI is Ubuntu instance type, and my instance type is general purpose micro. And I want to launch one instance, and storage is 8 GB. I assign a name to my instance, and I specify a rule in security group, which I can add or remove rule according to my requirement. So here this instance can be connected from the end using a SSH protocol. SSH stands for secured cell. It forms a tunnel between the user and the server, and using the tunnel, the communication will happen there. And then review and launch. Now another important thing. So there is another concept called key pair. Okay, you can create your own key pair. Create a new key pair. What is key pair? I will let you know. Create a new key pair. Let me assign a name to the key pair as Devops. Okay. So now let me download the key. This is our key. Let me keep the key at the desktop. Okay, Devops is our key. Now you can find, and you launch the instance. Now the instance got launched. This is your key. Amazon uses the RSA key. This is your key. So if you want to connect with the instance, this key is mandatory. Okay. So here you can view the instance. Your instance start launched. Now you can find Devops Ubuntu, which is in pending state. It took 1 or 2 minutes to come into running state. Before that, let me discuss about this key. So key, if a user launch an instance, for example, Raman launches an instance. So what Amazon will do, let me take analogy of a banking locker. A bank locker consists of 2 keys. One key which is kept by the manager, then another key given to the user. Is it? So for example, Raman is the locker owner, one key Raman, another key is retained with the manager. When a Raman want to access to the locker, so here the locker needs both keys. So similar to Raman, there are several locker room spaces. One key, which is a common key with the manager, another key will be given to the user. So another key is Arun is another user. Arun will have its own key. Okay, the key which is used by the manager is common to all the locker. And then this key, the next key given to the user is a unique key. If you want to access the locker, then you want to put both the keys. The relationship between these 2 keys is the public and private key. The key that the manager uses has been termed as public key, and key which is given to the user is called as private key. So you need both keys to access. Similarly, in case of Amazon, when you launch an instance, in order to ensure security to the instance, Amazon creates 2 keys and it will retain a public key in the data center. Okay, Amazon retains the public key in the data center and it will give the private key for the user. The user, whenever he need to make a connection to the instance that he created, the private key need to be submitted. The private key will be matched with the public key of the instance. If and only if the key matches, then the user will be considered as a legitimate user. If not, the user won't be considered as a legitimate user. Even though Raman is the owner of the machine, he won't be given permission to access the machine. So here even if key is corrupted, okay, and key is lost, Raman couldn't make a connection. They need to do some alternate methods to recover back the key. This is the way by which you can provide security to the instance. We can provide good authentication mechanisms to authenticate whether the user is a legitimate user or not. Okay, so these are all the ways by which you can secure your instance. Here, what we did here is we have generated a key under the name Devops. Okay, the key generated by Amazon is in .pem format. Okay, PM stands for Privacy Enhanced Mail Certificate. Privacy Enhanced Mail. That is the PM format, which is the format generated by Amazon. Since we are going to make use of a tool like Putty, a third-party tool, Putty doesn't aware of the PM format. Therefore, if you want to connect using Putty, the key need to be converted into .ppk format. Okay, PPK stands for Putty Private Key Format. Putty Private Key. To convert the key from PM into .ppk, we need another tool called Puttygen. We need to download this utility, Puttygen. Therefore, we need two utility. One is Putty and another one is Puttygen. What is the use of Putty? To connect to a remote server. And what is the use of Puttygen? The key generated by Amazon is .pem, which is unaware to Putty. Therefore, we need to convert the key into a Putty known format, which is a .ppk format. For converting the key, we need to have this Puttygen. Okay, so therefore you need to have a Puttygen. Download Puttygen and keep it any location. I have downloaded in my desktop. So here I have a key downloaded Putty and Puttygen. These are all Putty and Puttygen in my desktop. And to my practice is to maintain a key in the desktop itself. Okay, I have a key by name Devops. My instance is now ready. Okay, now if you go to the instance, this is the Devops Ubuntu. Now we can find my instance is ready. How to connect with the instance? For that, the first thing that I need to do, being I am going to make use of Putty, I need to convert PVM key into PPK key. So take care in converting. So here how to convert? So here double click Puttygen. It will open a Puttygen window. Here there are two options. One is generate, another one is load. You want to issue this option load. It will take you to a window. So here PC desktop, since I am having my key under desktop, so here what is the name of the key? My name of the key is Devops. By default the key won't be listed. Also because here the filter specifies it list only .ppk. Therefore only the converted key files. Now we can find we have remaining key Daniel ppk, Palami ppk, SMA ppk. Okay, we have remaining key that is listed. Whereas what I need here is I need to list my PEM keys. Therefore, click on here, click on all files. Okay, now you can find the devops.pem has been listed here. Devops.pem file. Okay, so choose the file, click on open. Yes, Putty generation notice. Yes, you want to click on save private key. Yes, or you want to share without passphrase. Yes. So you can give a name. Devops.ppk. Okay, this is the way by which you store in the same desktop save. This is the way, then everything is over, you can close it. Now I have generated a key, devops.ppk. Now we can find Devops, here devops.pem, this is devops.ppk file. My machine is ready. Okay, so how to connect? For that, choose the machine. Either go for this public DNS address or you go for a public address. Both the thing works fine. I am going for a public DNS address. Simply copy the address. Open Putty. I keep Putty in my taskbar. Open Putty. Putty has for host name or IP address. Control V. You can paste the DNS, public DNS, and you need to be authenticated in your security group. You have specified SSH. You need to be authenticated using SSH. Click on the plus symbol of SSH. A drop down menu will happen. Okay, list. You click on this AUTS authentication, and here it prompts you for a public key file for authentication. Click on browse. Then you have your key file under your desktop. So wherever you have, you want to choose. I am having the key file under my desktop. So I am going to choose the key devops.ppk, click on open, click on open. Now it will try to make a connection and open. Yes, click on yes. Now the default username is Ubuntu. I want to type Ubuntu and you can find it will authenticate with the public key. Everything is perfect. Here I got connected with the Ubuntu instance. Just a minute. I will increase the font size. Now I got connected with the Ubuntu machine. Now we can find Ubuntu is the username. This IP address is the address of the machine where I launched in the data center 86.177. Okay. So this is the public address, that is the private address. Okay. So you can find this is the 86.177, the private IP address to which I got connected. This is the way by which I need to launch the instance and I can connect with the instance. Okay. This is a computer that I got connected with Linux computer. I can do any actions on top of it. For example, ls, it is nothing. Here, present working directory. So here, let I verify whether I have Java space iPhone version. Okay, Java install present here. I will let you know how to install Java. Okay, the first command to install sudo apt-get update. It is a best practice before installing any application. You need to go for an update. So now it is connected with the Ubuntu repository and it will download the needed packages which is not present here. After that, let I install Java. Sudo apt-get install open jdk -8 -jdk. So it installs Java. Okay, it took minimum 40-50 seconds to complete the installation. That's a fast. If you go for a physical server installation, it took minimum 15-20 minutes, whereas here within a minute the installation will be over. Now they type the same command. Okay, so here Java space hyphen version you can find Java JDK. Similarly, you can install anything. If you want to, now you can find Git. Okay, so you have a Git here. So similarly, if you want Maven, you can install Maven, anything. If you want a SQL database, example sudo MySQL apt-get install MySQL server MySQL client. Yes, it asks for a root password, type root. Okay, it asks for the confirmation, type root. Okay, I am assigning a root password. So this machine acts as a physical machine. Okay, what are all the things that you can do on a computer with the Linux operating system? You can do all the things. Now to connect with this MySQL -u root -p, it asks for password. The password is root. No, it will take you to the MySQL. You can find show databases. Okay, it will show the databases. You can create database, show tables. It will show if there is any table there. Okay, show tables, nothing. You can connect with the database, use database name. For example, use MySQL. Okay, so here show tables. Now you can find show tables will list you if there exists any table, the table will be present. We have this much of table. Okay, let me select start from users. It will give you the details from the user table. Okay, these are all the contents present in the user table. So you can come out. So what I am doing here? I am doing here on the Ubuntu machine. Okay, this is the machine that I got connected with. So this is the way by which you can launch a machine in AWS according to your requirement, and you can do all the needed things on top of it. Okay, this is the way of launching an instance in cloud. So
This
these are all
conference will now be recorded.
the AWS Marketplace. So if we go for AWS Marketplace, click on Launch Instance here. From the AWS Marketplace, you can find a number of instances which is coming under infrastructure, Devops, business application, anything that you are looking for. For example, If you are looking for big data, click on big data. There are 384 products here associated with big data. Jasper Soft, okay, so ClickSense, Teradata, so then the Tableau server, Apache Solar, okay, Rating database, Elasticsearch, Vertica, SAP HANA. So you can go, you can find the price here. For example, SAP HANA, it is free of cost, but you want to pay for AWS. Whereas here, if you go for this, here along with this price has been different here. Okay. So here, if this mark logic, here you want to bring your own license. This is the answer for your question. Okay, Sam. If you have your
Yeah,
own
yeah,
license, you can use this.
yeah,
So
yes, sir.
reading is free. Okay, so you need to first check it whether it is free or cost. Accordingly, you need to. For example, Tableau server, the cost is $0.363. Okay, which comes around in Indian rupees 40 rupees up to 40-45 rupees. So here for 1 hour, and on top of it, you need to pay for the charges for EC2 machine also. Tableau server for Windows. Okay, so this is the way. If you want a Ubuntu Linux desktop, you can get it. So here you can find it is 0.02. So these are all the ways by which you can get the needed things from the marketplace. So this instance, when you launch the instance, the AMI that it is showing, they are all public AMI. Here I have some AMI under my AMI. I have some AMI. One is Docker Java, another one is Cloudera AMI. These two AMIs associated with my private AMI. I launched I take an instance and I configure this AMI. Okay, this is a community AMI similar to marketplace because several AMI. So community peoples might have been shared. You can make use of it anything. So these are all the different types of AMI associated. So this is the way by which we need to launch an instance, and you can connect with the instance and you can do the needed actions on top of it. Okay.